And you, Pat?
So I went and I played that Diablo 4 beta,
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh,
I saw people talking about it, and my takeaway was I think the funniest thing that could ever happen in regards to Activision Blizzard in the wake of the most massive scandal ever for over a year, and the constant fight with the FCC over their merger is that if Diablo 4 came out and was really good, because then it would just make everything conflicted and confusing for everyone. Hey, guess what? Diablo 4 feels really good.
That's interesting.
I
That,
played it
like,
for an hour, and people will complain about the balancing of the characters, but I played it for an hour, and it feels really, really, really good to hit enemies and have them do the explosion and the little items fall down.
would the world not be simpler if it sucked?
Oh, it'd be super easy. I've been saying this about like Blizzard for every time anything ever came out of Blizzard. I said, "Hey, it's really easy to boycott something you weren't going to buy." And it's really easy to get mad at somebody and stand on a high horse when there's nothing that they make that you want, right? Overwatch turned into poop, and then up the Warcraft 3 thing, and there's all with WoW. I was like, oh man, Blizzard, oh right, Diablo. Everyone likes Diablo. Those games are great. And this one feels great. It feels fun to play. I played the druid. I hit a button and I turned into a wolf man and slashed a man, and then I cast a spell and I de-wolfed manned to cast the spell, and I went, oh damn it. That's all I ever wanted from Diablo 2 was to
So,
switch quickly between Wolfman and not Wolfman.
so I guess, yeah, my next question was going to be, is it getting so much praise because it's like another take at the sequel to Diablo 2 as opposed to the sequel to Diablo 3?
No, I think people like it because it's Diablo is the Skinner box video game that has ever Skinner boxed.
Mm-hmm.
The Diablo is a slot machine with flashing lights, and Diablo is the predecessor to Vampire Survivors, but with gameplay. Like everything that you like about Vampire Survivors is
Mm-hmm.
Diablo,
Okay.
and it feels good to hit the buttons. Oh, I should mention, to those of you who don't know what a Skinner box is in the audience, a Skinner box is a box made by B.F. Skinner to influence the behavior of rats. They would hit a button
Mm-hmm.
and they would get a treat.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, turns out you don't have to give them a treat anymore. They'll just mash on the button until they die because they're so conditioned to hit the button and get a treat.
Now, I don't know that Diablo 2 started playing itself when you got to a sufficient level, but I
Yes, it did.
guess I guess at a certain point, like, you're kind of starting a character, doing a build, and then does it just become a joke at a certain point when you're
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
You just get OP,
Diablo
and the whole
2
game just
I
breaks.
so you,
Okay.
I don't know if this happens to you guys, but you ever use an example and you didn't really think very strongly about that example, but then the further you describe it, you actually realize that you perfectly encapsulated it. Yes, no, Diablo absolutely begins to play itself just like Vampire Survivors.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Some classes more than others, like necromancers in Diablo, will you just fucking sit there and your minions will just do it. Like if you played a Boazon in Diablo 2, you would just shoot the strafe, like the wide circle of arrows, and everything in a direction would just pop.
Okay. How much of the I guess how much is of the game is in the demo or
I
is
think it's still level 25, but the beta's over now. It was only this weekend.
okay.
I played it for about an hour. In that hour, I discovered that you can customize your character, and they have cutscenes with your character that look really nice. The buttons feel good. The interface looks good. It ran well on my PC, and it is now a pure multiplayer game. It is now like like a tiny baby MMO.
Okay.
Like you are playing this online, which meant that some people were like, I'm playing this on hardcore and got fucking killed due to a lag spike. That sucks. And the answer is, yeah, it does. It's been like that since 1998. It sucks to play the game online hardcore and get killed. Also, they finally gave up and let you play with controller on PC.
I was actually going to ask you that question, but I was going to ask you this other one. So is it just like you run around and there are other players that just
I don't know.
up?
I didn't actually get that far.
Okay, gotcha.
But
and I was gonna ask if like the art style kind of is like
it's more Diablo 2.
yeah, that's what I was because like that's a very distinct style, and like I just did a quick look and I'm looking at it and it's like, oh yeah, no, they're bringing that style back for sure. Very cool. The proportions.
Did either of you guys get really scared of the cover art of Diablo 1 when you were younger?
No, man.
I didn't get scared of it, but I was forbidden from playing it.
I could imagine.
Because that is not gonna go on installed in a Christian household, Susie.
Nuh-uh.
That is Satan.
Under no circumstances, to which my friends in school would always protest, but you're killing Satan. He's the bad guy. What's the
you're
problem?
Killing the fuck out of Satan.
And it's like, no, that's just a way for it to lure you in. It's glorifying it. Look at this giant pentagram, you know? And I mean, literally, we're in a situation where, like, a depiction of a pentagram on artwork in any context is like that has power. This booklet has power now, evil power, you know? So, yeah.
There's elements of what I played in the beta that feel like no guys, it's gonna be a good old Diablo game just like the older ones, because like the color palette's a little more muted. They have classes that haven't been in the series for like a bunch of games, and like it's such a minor detail, but the opening shot of the fancy, astonishing Blizzard in-house CGI trailer is a rickety ass house's window shutter slapping against some planks of wood, which was the opening shot of Diablo 1's original trailer, like back in '96, I want to say. Yeah, felt good. It's probably gonna sell a shit zillion copies. It's a Diablo game. Did you like any Diablo game? You'll probably like this Diablo game. Feels better than Path of Exile, which is ironically enough the other Diablo game made by the other people who made Diablo. Path of Exile does not feel as good. No.
Is there going to be an auction house?
No.
Okay.
They took that out of 3, if you remember, and the guy who invented it left, aka probably was forced to leave.
But what if they reinvented it for 4?
I think they're gonna do that again.
Okay.
I like Diablo 1 and 2. I played them a million times, but I never played 3. And 4 looks really cool.
3 is like fantastic, but only when you play it on a console.
That's what I always wanted to do, because the controls, I remember watching a friend play it in real life, and it reminded me of kind of like a God of War classic kind of feeling, if that makes sense.
I kind of get it, but the main thing is that, like, it was so silly, because, like, Diablo 3 came out, and, like, there's only 5 buttons you can hit, and you're like, oh, they made this so that controllers can play it, right? Yeah. And then it took, like, 6 years for it to come to consoles. You're like, what the fuck? What is that?
God.
Oh, I'm seeing somebody in the chat like did not know. Yeah, in Diablo 3 on console, you have a dodge roll that doesn't exist in the PC version.
I think that's what it was, like the right stick or something, like makes you dodge, like God of War. Okay.
In the Diablo 4 beta, circle is a little dodge move, and I'm not certain if it's specific to each character. Like the druid I was playing at just did a little hop, little dodge. But it says like evasive action on the controller, which makes me feel like the sorcerer will get blink, and so on and so forth.
That's what I was.
Hey, what games did you play this week? Oh, RE4 and Diablo.
Yeah.
And Baldur's Gate's coming back
2005,
soon too.
dude.
Jesus Christ, here we are.